welcome to the City Show. Pat O Melia here. You there? That's why I do this show. I enjoy cold coffee. Well, at least lukewarm coffee. All right, we're pretty much done with all the elections. We got a runoff. I'll talk about that as we continue with the show today. I got a lot of things I want to discuss. I just don't know. We got some consumer things, some consumer tips, bad service. We got the runoff at Richie Borgiano. I got early voting. I got, now we haven't even certified Governor Murphy yet, winning a second term, and I'm pretty sure he's got a 70,000 point vote lead right now, so I'm pretty sure he's going to pull that off. So it's a matter of concession speech from Citarelli, and then a lot of hard thinking on the side of the Democrats thinking, what the hell went wrong here? As I said last week, I think a lot had to do with the Biden effect and probably some overly broad ideology coming out of Trenton that just rubbed people the wrong way. And I think that tax thing was the problem in New Jersey. We had the number one tax state in the real property tax state in the country. Yeah, it might play a role in there. So that may have been a part of it. But what I want to talk about today, it's amazing that we're going to discuss this with what happened with Sweeney. They're already talking about who is the possible front runners for governor in 2025. Like I said, we haven't even certified Murphy in yet for his second term, and we're already discussing who the front runners are for 2025. If you recall, a while back, George Norcross was visiting many of the counties and visited Hudson County to meet with all the state legislators about backing Steve Sweeney, and in this case, not backing Steve Fulop for a run for governor. That might change now. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. We're back. Pat O Melia here, City Show. Actually, I'm not on my normal City Show set. I'm in the Tom's River set. I'm in the Seaside studio today. Got a lot I got to do tomorrow, so I figured let me get the shows taped out a day early. Now I got to go pay the taxes in Jersey City tomorrow. I would like to go to the movies tomorrow with my daughter. She is off tomorrow. She has a dental appointment, so she took the day off. We'll go see the Eternals, and hopefully I can leave work early so I could probably get into the movie around 4 o'clock when there's nobody else in there, just me and my daughter. And we'll enjoy the movie, and then we'll go over to Tokyo Hibachi and Secaucus, have a nice buffet dinner, shoot the breeze for an hour or so, and then go home. But then, your kids are older now. Like my daughter, now going to the movies, we're 35 years old. We don't have these opportunities a lot anymore to do the daddy-daughter thing. And I actually got 2 daughters. The other one has plans, so just one daddy-daughter. But yeah, we enjoy going to the movies, having dinner, talking, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Hopefully you are ready for Thanksgiving. Make sure, don't wait. We don't know where the food chain supply is going to be. Get your turkey. Now, I do a Franken turkey. And we've been doing this for years. We get legs and thighs. And we get about 25 pounds combined of the two. Stuffing is they're talking about being a problem. I picked up the stuffing. For that matter, my daughter Gina was looking on Amazon to get stuffing. It was like $7 a bag, but I managed to get the Pepperidge Farm for $3 a bag. Get everything you need now. I think it'd be okay potato-wise. But the meats, the turkey, the stuffing, anything that is not the most common, like potatoes, you're going to get that. Turnips, you're going to get But try to get everything as soon as you can. Good God, well, I guarantee cranberries will be around. I don't know who eats those cranberries. But make sure you do it, because the way things are going now, you don't know what's going to be there for Thanksgiving. Make sure you get your turkey bags, all that stuff. Plan out your meal. You know what you're doing. You got Christmas coming up. For that matter, we're setting up for the 20th annual Jersey City Best Christmas Decorated Home Contest. 20 years I've been doing this. Started with Glenn D. Cunningham a long time ago. But that matter, I was talking to one of the original sponsors. I said, you realize we've been doing this 20 years now? It's an amazing time. But we'll crisscross the city again. We'll put something in the paper and on the social media about the rules. I remember Philip going over the rules with Steve Phillip that time. About setting the timers at 6 o'clock. Remember, listen, when you're decorating, my decorators in Jersey City, and again, the contest now in Jersey City is the John Severowski Memorial Best Christmas Decorated Home Contest. Johnny was a perennial winner, and he passed on a couple of years ago, so we remember John. My decorators are going to be out there the day after Thanksgiving decorating. Those are the big ones. They're not waiting, and we'll probably start going out, spotting the homes and filming the homes somewhere around probably the night of the runoff, December 7th, that weekend, more than like, well, that's a Tuesday, right? December the 7th. So we're probably going out on the 10th that weekend. We'll probably start Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, if you're one of the decorators, you know who you are. You know who all these guys are. But, it's interesting when, we talk about Jersey City. Again, I've been doing it for 20 years. You know who your regulars are, but then you always find those 5 or 6 new homes. Jersey City is constantly growing. You got so many more, new homes going up in Jersey City. The cookie cutters or Bayonne box, I don't know where the Bayonne box ever came from, that terminology. But I'll tell you one thing, those Bayonne box ones, they don't decorate well. Because the older homes in Jersey City, they had the character to it, and you had the windows right, you had the big porches, they just lent themselves to decorate. These cookie cutter homes, these new ones, just don't lend it. That's why I don't think, now I'm thinking about it, I don't think any of our winners were from what I call the cookie cutter homes that we see going up all over Jersey City. They just don't, the architecture of the home doesn't lend itself for decorating. And the older homes, like John Severowski, one of the reasons that people get upset about John winning all the time, his home lent itself to be decorated. It had the sloping roof, it had the second story on there, you had the windows in the right place, you had the side windows, everything was in the right place to be decorated. So that's why Johnny won, I think he won like 14 years in a row, 15 years in a row. He kind of took over after the people on Claremont Avenue. They moved out of Jersey City. Used to have 2 homes on Claremont Avenue that did a tremendous job of Christmas decorating. They were the first winners of the contest, for that matter. I think they won 2 or 3 years, and then both of them moved at the same time. Well, now that I got completely off the track into the Christmas, let's break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
I've got cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care,
the latest clinical trials,
researchers working to find a cure,
and nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
Rapid acceleration, reactive handling, 300-mile range. You control how it feels and how it sounds. It knows you. It dials into your preferred settings. It has an array of driver assist technology. Cameras and sensors enhance your awareness and provide you with additional control. But it's more than cutting-edge technology. It's the spirit of it. It's a Mustang.
We're back with The City Show. Also this year, hopefully we can bring Bayonne back. We didn't have Bayonne last year, so hopefully Bayonne's back in the mix. I thought we did have it. Then I started going over last year's paperwork, and it did not. So hopefully we get Bayonne back in the mix. By the way, the landmark Lowe's Theater is officially closed a week ago for renovations Should be close to about 2 or 3 years. When you go back to the news, it should be all turnkey. It's being geared more for live performances and concerts. We'll see how that goes. There's a lot of historic work that's got to be preserved. It is historically designated, so you just can't go into the Lowe's and start changing the wallpaper. There's all that has to be preserved or renovated or restored, whatever your terminology you want to use. As I said earlier, they're already talking about who will be the front runners for governor in 2025. The original front runner was Senator Steve Sweeney. I'm a Sweeney guy. I like Steve. Anything I called Steve about, he helped me. Steve Sweeney, Senator Sweeney, looks like I'm pretty sure he's going to lose his race. Even though one of the problems we have now with this early voting and vote by mail is we can't get to a winner. It takes weeks. We're almost as bad as New York City. Remember the what do they call that? The level voting in New York City, where it took them months to figure out who the Democratic and Republican was. It's almost that way here in Jersey, and that's because of the early voting and the vote by mail. Steve Sweeney isn't conceding yet, and one of the reasons he's not conceding, he said they just found 12,000 votes. How the hell do you find 12,000 votes? Were in the trunk of his car? Where were the 12,000 votes that we? They didn't say that, but it was one of the, the districts didn't report 12,000 votes. And you remember in Jersey City, we always had some interesting things that would happen. Somehow they would forget to take the cartridge, and we still use the older voting machines here in Jersey City, as you've seen. They would forget to take the cartridge, and they would go back to the Board of Elections, and it would be, I forgot the cartridge. That was you had one job. Now it was to bring the cartridge, and you wouldn't do that. And you wouldn't have the cartridge that night for counting. But what we have here is counting the vote by mail. Listen, we can go to ShopRite, we can go to Home Depot, we can go to the bank, we can go to the movies, we can go to Tokyo Hibachi, we can go to dinner, we can go and vote in person, just like we always did on Election Day. Unless you're disabled, you're going to be out of town, out of the state, you don't really need to vote by mail. And that's what's holding all of this up. Murphy, they couldn't even have a good celebration party in Asbury Park. They couldn't determine who the winner was. They did it in Virginia, but we couldn't do it in Jersey. Well, getting back to who the front runners are for governor, turns out one of the names you're hearing is none other than the mayor of Jersey City, Stephen Fulop. Now, the track record he has here in Jersey City, first off, he just got elected for a third term. When you look at the things he's accomplished over those 8 years, and there's quite a bit. You got to look at the development. I know some of us don't. I'm not big on overdevelopment. I don't agree. I did this show about density. Well, we need more density in Jersey. For who? Not for Jersey City people. We're here. Who are we building this density for? People who are coming here. Again, we're going to develop. Let's develop for who's here. But I'm not elected mayor. And all that development changed Jersey City. That renaissance you see that has been ongoing, and it is yet to stop. For that matter, I was watching SNL with the Diane Warwick show. You see the backdrop is Jersey City. So Jersey City has changed. We're actually the backdrop of one of the segments, skits on SNL. All that changed because of the developments and abatements. Our homes in Jersey City are worth outrageous amounts of money. It's like I said, what did I say, last week, the week before? Yeah, people complain about the taxes in Jersey City, but no one ever complains about what their home is worth. Yeah, you got homes that are worth $800,000-$900,000. You sit scratching your head, is that really worth that? Well, it looks like Mayor Fulop is one of the front runners they're talking about. Steve Sweeney's still in the mix, but he won't be in office. So that becomes a problem trying to run for re-election. And Fulop's got a lot of boxes he's checking off. Because there was talk about him running in 2017. That back then he was single. Now he's the married guy. He's got the two kids. He's got the hot blonde wife and all. He checks off a lot of boxes to be the next young governor of New Jersey. And you got Mickey Sherrill, another one of the front runners. I was having conversations getting ready for the Tom's River show with people from Hudson County, and they're bringing up Fulop's name. So we'll see. It's at least hopefully another year or two away before we start talking about running for governor. Like I said, we haven't even certified Governor Murphy yet. and they're already looking at 2025. But like I said, Sweeney and George Norcross were here in Hudson County talking to the elected state officials to say, don't get involved with Fulop. We're going with Sweeney. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center has a passion for heart health. We're Hudson County's only full-service heart hospital with innovative technologies and premier cardiovascular physicians, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. Jersey City Medical Center.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back, City Show. Like I said, we have a runoff. Talk a little bit about this runoff. You got a runoff in Ward C with Richie Borgiano and Kevin Bing. Kevin Bing, good showing, finished second out of the three candidates in Ward C. He was one of the founders of the Jersey City Community Organization on Journal Square. Big on the bikes. I love fighting with the bike people. Not so much, I'm not against bikes, but I'm more of a real world person that, our streets aren't wide enough, and taking parking away from the people of Jersey City is not going to work. It's just not ideal for all of the streets. We don't have many wide streets in Jersey City. Most of our streets is one lane each direction. I guess Montgomery Street going down, Danford Avenue, I think. Yeah, there's only a few. Washington, that's 2 lanes in each direction. We got Richie Borgiano, who has served 2 terms in the city council. And each of those elections, he was in a runoff. So this isn't anything new for Richie to be in a runoff. He led Kevin Bing around 650, 680 votes. Zuper, good guy too. We had Tom Zuper in the studio. I spoke to him prior to the Ward C debate. I moderated the Ward C debate. I did like 10 different debates out of that studio. We did all the city debates, and we did 2 in Hoboken. Zuper got about 1,200 votes. I think Zuper's more along the lines of Richie Borgiano than he is Kevin Bing, and I think his supporters are going to be the same way. I think on December the 7th, Richie's supporters will definitely come out. They're dying to wool Jersey City, Ward C people, Ward C from James Street. Go find James Street, by the way. To Palisade Avenue, to the Hilltop. Richie has done a great job. And Richie Borgiano, he's mom, pop, apple pie, the American dream kind of guy. He's been defending Ward C and promoting Ward C and supporting Ward C pretty much all his life, from his years as a police officer to his years as a council person. He's the American dream of home ownership. He's big on the families here in Jersey City, kids in the park, kids playing sports. These are all the things Richie's all about. He's about family. He's about Jersey City. He's about Ward C. And the thing with Richie, what I always like about Richie, he's not politically correct. Richie is going to speak his mind. And he's a Jersey City guy. He's a Ward C guy. He doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to be an at-large councilman someday. He doesn't want to be the mayor of Jersey City someday. He doesn't want to be a Hudson County commissioner. He just wants to be the representative for Ward C in Jersey City. And that's all he's ever done, all he ever wanted to do, and he does a good job. And he's done that for 2 years. You know, some people say Richie isn't an independent voice. Richie's been an independent voice for a long time. Yeah. He's opposed Mayor Fulop. He's differed with Mayor Fulop and the county of Hudson. People forget that. Richie, especially like with the new law center being built, Richie was the one that fought for that park to get back there. We almost lost that park. Richie was the one defending the homeowners. Richie was the one fighting to keep that park in there. So Richie not only stood up to Mayor Fulop, hey, he didn't stand. It wasn't like when you talk about being an independent or progressive. I'm not even sure what a progressive is. I think Mayor Fulop is a progressive, but there's degrees of that, I guess. Richie has been that independent voice. He stood up to Mayor Fulop. Remember, he was one of the Nobies. It was him and the late Michael Youn. They were the Nobie brothers. Whatever, they vote no for everything against Fulop. That's really not the case. Those guys, Michael Youn included, probably, I forget what the statistic was on it. I think they voted against Fulop or the Fulop administration's proposals, resolutions, ordinances, whatever the case was, about 5 times, 5% of the time. For that matter, I think the Jersey City Times, they were doing some percentages of how often council people voted along with the Fulop administration. I think James Solomon, who is probably the number one critic, if you want to say there's a critic of the Fulop administration, voted along with Mayor Fulop 95% of the time or 94% of the time. You know, like I said, Richie was one of the Nobie brothers. I don't know how that disappeared, but I tell you, Richie, and I'm sure Richie will be successful in the runoff. I've known Richie a long time. Richie's a friend of mine. It ain't going to be easy for Mayor Fulop with Richie Borgiano sitting there. Richie is not going to change just because the two of them ran on the same ticket. Actually, they worked well enough together, and even as him being an independent, to move Jersey City forward. And I think that'll continue. But is Richie going to be a yes man? No. All right, you're watching the City Show. I'm going to break for commercial. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
We're back, City Show. Pat O Melia here. You there? Don't forget all that stuff on the bottom of the screen. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. As you've seen me over the years on the City Show, take on consumer issues, it drives me nuts when you don't get good service that you pay for. You work hard for your money. You should get the good service that your money and you demand. You're paying good money, get good service. None drives me crazier than consumer issues where some consumer gets beaten over the head or is not respected. One of the reasons cable companies have so many problems now, and people are cutting the cords, is traditionally their service was terrible. Yeah, they would make appointments, they wouldn't show, they'd make another appointment, well, the cable company. Well, that changed with, streaming services, and now the cable companies, they're paying the price for a long time of bad service. The family has two homes in Jersey City and Seaside Heights. We've had the house on Congress Street in Jersey City since the 50s. And my kids keep telling them, get into real estate, own the dirt, not condos, own the dirt. So they started getting into real estate. They purchased a home in Seaside Heights. Really at a perfect time. Man, Dad looks like a genius for saying get into real estate. Before this whole bubble thing and the pandemic hit, they bought a home in Seaside Heights, which is basically now doubled in value, as everybody's trying to escape the urban areas. And when they bought it, there was work to be done. They had to replace a furnace in the attic for the upstairs unit. It's a two-family home. And it was a company, A Absolute. Now, if you've watched the City Show over the years, we had an issue with A Absolute at one time over service. And we got A Absolute to correct. It was a guy, Gill, and once Gill got involved, things got corrected. And A Absolute made out vouchers for the city of Jersey City and Tom's River, for that matter, for a free plumbing service, like $1,000 each. And A Absolute went on for years servicing the furnace they installed for about $8,000 in the kids' upstairs unit. A Absolute was purchased or merged with Gold Medal, and Gold Medal's been around a long time. Part of that $8,000 furnace purchase was, I think, about 5 years of free service. So the kids get 5 years of free service on the unit, and we scheduled with A Absolute, and lo and behold, it's Gold Medal, but that's fine. They had a date for a service in October. Gold Medal cancels that, and they set up another date on the day of this taping for a service. 2.5 hours before the service, they call, we can't make it, we need to reschedule. Not only they're rescheduling 3 weeks later for what would be November the 30th. Things are going to get pretty cold. I don't want the kids to turn on a furnace that hasn't been serviced. You know, in Jersey City, Metro, it's an oil-burning furnace in Jersey City. Metro supplies the oil, and they do the service. I have Metro in there in September, late September or early October to service that unit, so it's ready to go in the winter. Same thing we want to do here. 2.5 hours beforehand, they call, and they cancel. You know, a lot of people have to take a day off from work or a half day to be there for these appointments, and they cancel the day of 2.5 hours before. Oh, we can't make it. And the reason they gave Gold Medal, I ain't getting no Gold Medal from me, well, there's a lot of customers without heat today. Well, first off, as of this taping, it was like 60 degrees today, and it's not really a good endorsement on your service if your customers have no heat, because you're the one supposedly servicing their furnaces. That's why they called you. They have no heat because of your service. Now, Gold Medal is going to come in on the 30th. Now, I wanted to speak to a supervisor today over this cancellation. One of the reasons I'm down here today is because of the service on that furnace. But Frank the supervisor, who has no last name they wouldn't give me, nor Frank the supervisor, who has no direct number or extension, the mythical Frank the supervisor. I guarantee you I will get to Frank the supervisor to find out what the hell happened there. Because what this is a complete lack of respect for the customer. They don't give a damn about your time. They make an appointment, and then they cancel it 2.5 hours. You're already sitting there waiting. You took a day off from work. Most people, most homes are all two working parents now. It's a two working family, two working parents homes now. Somebody had to take a day off to let this guy in. And then they don't come. They cancel 2.5 hours before. Not professional. Not professional at all. I'll keep you posted on this. I'm going to talk to the mythical Frank the supervisor. He got my number. Hopefully Frank the supervisor is going to call me because they screwed us up again. I will get another service, and I'll get them to pay for the other service. I'll bring someone else in here. And one thing, the second time the kids needed the furnace, I went out and bought it myself, and I had a plumber come in and install it. I should have done that the first time. But I'm out of show. You got a consumer issue, reach out for me. We're pretty good with this. Be leery of Gold Medal until I get back to you on that. All right, I'm out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.